Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for PSY-45 Research Methods, our face-to-face session there for Saturday, January 14th. And as I'll always do every Saturday, I'm just going to go over some reminders, clarifications, anything I think you need to know to help you do well in the course and stay on top of things. These will be short and sweet, so let's get started here. First up, it was really great to see all of you in class this week, so it's always exciting to start a new semester, especially in a face-to-face class, because we do a lot of online stuff these days, so I really like having that interaction, so I hope you do too. Just make sure that you've reviewed the syllabus, the Canvas course page, any kind of questions you've got, make sure you're bringing those up in class so everybody else can benefit from the answers that I will provide there for that. So make sure you got those things ready in case you've got any concerns or any clarifications about that stuff. Next up here is please do make sure you register for MindTap. There is a 14-day free trial period that started Monday of this week. It'll run through the 23rd. And as you know from my recent announcements and from what I said in class, there is a glitch right now with the Cengage, the publisher website, that the ebook plus MindTap option is not showing as available when you try to register for MindTap. Per all the information I have there, it's just not showing up right now. That's a glitch on their end. It had nothing to do with what I did. And as soon as that gets resolved, I will post an announcement and let you know that that option is now available for you to access and use there. So in the meantime, if you did purchase a print copy, you can certainly enter your registration code when you sign into MindTap and you're good to go. Otherwise, make sure you just sign up for that trial access there, and so you'll be good to go. You have the ebook access, and you also have the MindTap assignment access there too. And when you do get the ebook, if that's your plan there, you won't lose any of your work. It won't erase any of your completed assignments or any of that stuff, so please don't worry about that. Everything will be, quote, remembered on the Cengage site. You'll be ready to pick up right where you left off when you're ready to get that ebook there. Let's see what else here. Next up here is that we are going to have our quiz for Chapter 1 this coming Tuesday in class, per what I told you in class this week there. So make sure you look at that homework item you'll find there in the Unit 1 module. The homework just directs you to certain sections of your textbook there in Chapter 1, and there's a small section there in Chapter 2 on characteristics of a good hypothesis. That's all in the homework information you'll find there. And there's questions in the homework there that you do not need to turn the answers into me. This per a recent announcement on Canvas about that. You don't got to turn any of those answers into me, but you might want to jot some answers down or write something up, however you want to do that, because when you take your quiz in class this coming Tuesday, you are going to work in your small group. As I told you in class, you are allowed to use your books and your notes and each other, so having all that stuff ready will really make your life easier, and you'll be more quickly able to answer the questions and come up with the consensus you need to figure out what the right answer is on those quiz questions. And remember, there's only 3 questions on the quiz, and they are based directly on that homework there, so just kind of keep that in mind there. Also there, per the schedule we've got on our course page there, you are going to have your Chapter 1 discussion due this coming Friday next week there on the 20th, and it needs to be submitted there by 9 p.m. A lot of you have already turned it in there, so again, you can work ahead anytime you want to in the course modules there. So once the unit module is open, you can work ahead and do your discussions, do your mind taps there. There's nothing going to stop you from doing it. The only thing you can't get to ahead of time is the exam, which you will take in class on the scheduled date there, but everything else is open. So work ahead as you see fit with your own schedule there. And do note it's due by 9 p.m. that first discussion. And you really don't need your book there to do that Chapter 1 discussion, so don't worry about that. Just take a look at the instructions for it there, and you'll pretty easily see, oh, I definitely don't need my book for this one, so please get it done as soon as you can. Our plan for this week is to continue working through Chapter 1, and we will finish Chapter 1 this week and probably start a little bit of Chapter 3 on Thursday as well. As we did there in class this last Thursday, I'll have some questions I want you to address as a whole class. I'll have some things I want you to work together in small groups on. I got some videos I'm going to be showing you in class on Tuesday and Thursday too that are pretty cool, so just keep an eye out for that. So some of the things we are going to be covering are what is a hypothesis, how do you test a hypothesis, what does it mean if you don't get any evidence or empirical data to support your hypothesis, is it all over or is there still hope? We're going to talk about things like the scientific method, some of the steps to that, replication. We talked a little bit about replication there on Thursday, I believe. We're also going to talk about things like qualitative versus quantitative research, that very important distinction. We're going to talk about the empirical method again. We already talked about empiricism a little bit there on Thursday in class, but we are going to talk about what are some drawbacks to the empirical method, which we really haven't addressed yet. So it's not always great when you've got all that evidence there. There can be some limitations. So we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about actual science versus pseudoscience, which is like really an important distinction there, and what that distinction is. Also going to talk about the inductive versus deductive approach to doing science there too. And in chapter 3, when we get to that on Thursday a little bit there, we're going to talk about what a construct is and also how we measure constructs, because constructs, as you're going to learn, are these invisible entities, but we use them as if they were real physical things, and so we have to have a way to infer they exist, and so we'll spend some time talking about that, whatever time we have left there on Thursday. So that's the game plan for this coming week. Again, make sure you're watching those lecture videos. That'll keep you up to date. And don't forget, you do have that ETC tutor, Khalil, that came to class. He's been posting announcements there about when he's available. So definitely take advantage if you feel you need that. He'll have exercises and practice things for you to do to master some of the concepts. But again, do watch those lecture videos. Use the lecture outlines to help you get through those, and it'll really make things easier for you. Okay, that's everything I wanted to say for this time. Trying to keep this short and sweet, as I said. So if you have any questions in the meantime, please reach out via email on Canvas, and I'll be glad to get back to you. Otherwise, have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you in class on Tuesday, and take care until then.